does break phenomenally well. And there's another glimpse of that fearsome power that he has. And you can tell he's got that power because he didn't actually, the pack didn't explode on him there in its usual manner. He didn't sort of catch it as nicely as he could. Even with that being said, you see him make a ball, you see him with a split that's not horrendous, and they've got an opening chance, although it definitely isn't easy.
Yeah, bottom left-hand corner's come a bit awkward, all 4 balls in a line, making it tricky. Hear them say they're going to nominate reds. You don't normally have to nominate in 8-ball, international 8-ball rules, but when it's not obvious, and it wasn't there, you could have been shooting a yellow, you have to nominate in that situation just so that the referee or your opponents, if you're playing without a referee, are clear on what you're trying to do. And that was an excellent opening shot because it actually opened up both balls in one shot, which was the problem with the reds, was that taking one over the pocket, you were going to leave another one awkward. Unfortunately, Kristi misses the next ball. And the yellows go as well because their opening shot opened up the yellows here. So an opportunity for the Joneses to take out a tough finish for themselves. They need a good cue ball here. Won by the 8-ball, the trickiest ball on the table. Likely to take the one at the bottom end straight away because that will be tricky to get back to. Won't get better than they are now. Not perfect. Not perfect because the angle they have on the yellow to top right takes them into the other 2 yellows, which you don't want to move because they're good. You could clip the yellow by the centre pocket back, but you're flicking the other yellow, and this can lose control of the cue ball here. That was nice. Caught it full to take away some of that issue. If they were catching the top side of that, cue ball would have gone up towards the top right-hand corner pocket, which wouldn't have been a great area. Still need to land on the one underneath the 8-ball. That's going to be the key from here.
Sort of in typical Tom Jones fashion, feels like they're digging pretty deep here.
Just can't get perfect, can they? They're short of pace on this one.
It's a very good pot.
They're short of pace again, though, because he wanted to get past the straight to be able to come down to the bottom end of the table. So now they can only stay high. I think they are absolutely straight here. Yeah, so they're going to have to take this yellow to the bottom corner. And they've got too much angle to drift, I think, onto the yellows. And they might even have to play a controlled cannon here. Depends. If the natural angle's hitting the red, and it won't be far away, then that will actually be okay.
Big shot for Jones Sr.
Oh, so good.
That is lovely.
That really is so good.
He's played a couple of really delicate, really tricky pots in this visit alone. And he has, however, left his son tree-topped over this red ball. This is tough. Oh, what a finish this will be if they get these. What a statement this would be. Oh, you fighters. What a start from the Joneses. That is absolutely magnificent. And you can see the little cheeky grin that is adorning the face of Jones Jr. there. He is absolutely buzzing with that, as he should be.
Absolutely. I mean, that was more, that's better than taking out a finish off the break. That's punishing an error and also kind of making your opponents think there was hope all the way through that, because they were never perfect, never ever perfect in that whole visit. And it also took both of them to pull out great shots, so both of them will settle down really well from that visit.
Jones Jr. breaking off. 8-ball is flying. It's safe from a pocket, though. You has got himself a ball. Red went down, so it will be first visit to the table for Tom Jones Jr.
Touching a yellow here, so he's got to be careful. Make sure you nominate. Rare, I said on the first one, it's rare you nominate.
Yeah.
But it's going to happen in the first 2 frames here. Tommy calls yellows. Tricky first shot here. It's not just the pot. Where's the cue ball going? Yeah, it's not landed particularly nicely.
He might not have any shot at all here.
He's not quite on the double. Whether he could straighten it or not, he would know. He's a little low to be on it nicely.
Don't think the yellow that's directly above the cue ball goes to top right either, so it will be the double. Yeah, that flies in. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, had to play that firm, and he straightened it. You see how close the cue ball and the yellow actually got to each other there. Had to screw it out the way. Excellent shot.
Just plays with a swagger that's so incredibly watchable. I remember when we first caught a glimpse of Tom Jones on an ultimate pool table. It was during the first iteration of the Masters when he was still a young buck, a challenger, learning the game. I was on commentary with, I mentioned him earlier on, Mick Hill, who was sort of watching him play, and he was doing what Tom Jones can do and fizz a little bit. And Mick was sort of saying, who is this guy? He's like the 5th Beatle. He's incredible.
Commentator's curse.
And then some.
Yeah, he'd be so disappointed because the 2 shots in, you're thinking, okay, he should now go on and get these. It was just a case of minding your work to get on the ball at the top of the table nicely to come back down, and he's let one slip there, and this is wide open for Kristi.
Yeah, and it's a poor shot as well. I thought it was so quick initially. I thought he pumped it right into the far jaw, but you could see there on the slow-mo replay, he actually caught the near side cushion, hadn't he, on the way down, and that's what forced the miss. He'll be so disappointed with that, old Tom, and he should be. Kristi Caulfield with a fairly routine clearance to counter. Only ball that's going to cause him any potential issue is the one by the right side pocket.
Very subtle but very nice opening shot this from Kristi. Really use the pocket to create angle. If he makes the pot at the bottom centre pocket, and there is John Chambers, we'll see him in our next match. But if Kristi had just made the centre pocket, he wouldn't have been able to get the cue ball up the table nicely positioned. Just using the pocket to do that. Although this time he's left himself a bit awkward. Must have wanted to be straight in here. Yeah, that's why it's called as extension. Too much angle on the one to top right. Imagine this one to right centre was his last ball for the 8 ball.
I thought that was going to be a difficult ball, but it flew in pretty straightforwardly the whole way.
Might have to use the pocket again here to get nicely on the 8 ball. Not quite as big an example of it, but you see how he had to make that off the left-hand jaw as he was looking. If he makes it centre pocket, the cue ball is blocked by the yellow. Played it beautifully. For that's how close he is to being blocked by the yellow.
1-1. Interesting start in our first match. Kristi Caulfield with his sort of redemption arc beginning here. First proper chance for him in his singles frames tonight, and he's made it count.
Early stages, but don't make a mistake tonight, you're going to get punished.
Yeah, and that's... We talk a lot about how this format is a lottery and all the rest of it, and over the first 16 weeks, it really genuinely is. But there's an element of still needing to get your run here in the last 16. But goodness me, does the level go up.
One thing that's common across all groups so far is that we've always had a big underdog in the group, whether that be a couple of next-gen players or a couple of amateur players. Oh, look at this, this is horrible for Phil. Every ball parred 2 in the kitchen. Can you believe that?
Well, the yellows aren't bad. I think the yellows all go.
Does he have an opener, though?
No.
That's tough. That's really tough.
I think you really, really want to be yellows here. I don't think you can beat. Oh, we're in for some fun and games here.
Yeah, it's not often you see many balls are in the break area there? We've got 10 balls in the break area.
Well, 13 out of 15 balls off that break have ended up either in a hole or beyond the break line, which is extraordinary.
It's absolutely extraordinary. Junior is not made himself available for Senior. He's just going to let him do his own thing out there.
I think actually this is more Senior's wheelhouse, isn't it?
I think that's a really good point.
I think actually Dad would tell son to sit down if he offered his thoughts on this one.
Yeah. Tom could look up here and say,
I can drive.
Do you want any help, Dad? And he's like, no, none whatsoever, thank you. At some point, somebody's going to get a shot at yellow here.
Yeah, they must hide the one near the left centre pocket. That's your sort of entry point. Touching ball here. Referee Oris Tezgel back with us tonight, Mr. Monday Night. And he's going to be keeping a very watchful eye over all of these shots. Very, very easy to foul here.
Yeah, and a foul here is essentially going to be loss of frame straight away, because the yellows right now are fairly routine. Now that might not always be the case, and if you don't think you can keep the cue ball safe, then maybe stick the red on top of the yellow, get the red and blocking a yellow, and make a mess of the yellows as well. Take some jeopardy off it.
I really think he's thinking about it.
No, still keeping it tight. He's left the red on for the first time. I'm really not sure if Phil will be tempted, but we know Phil doesn't really like playing safe. And he believes he can clear up from anywhere. I
mean, this is killing him doing this right now, but he's too good a player. We saw last week, wasn't there? There is a line he will draw.
Yeah, he may have been tempted then. I mean, there is no future in reds right now whatsoever, but he may have been tempted. But now that the second red's away, it's a lot harder to keep doing what they're doing and not leave that yellow to left centre, because there's not two balls, there's one. And up till now, it's always been able to play one to hide behind the other.
I think Tommy might play the last one of those sort of shots. Oh, well,
there we go.
Now we're in the weeds.
Yeah,
now it's fun and games.
That's the one I was thinking, is get that yellow against those reds, and let's.
Well, this may finish 1-1. There's potential here. Maybe not 1-1, but this might be the last frame we see, because there's still a lot of mileage here.
If that's the case, then both these players need to be working to the point where they get one of these two players will get a dip at the end of this. Not a free hit, but close to a free hit where they can't be counted. And you want to make sure you're the one to do that. But we are still a long way away. 7 minutes to go yet. It certainly feels like we're tracking that way.
Well, yellows were a mile in front. And now you'd say, what, it's maybe 60-40?
If you wanted to go for a finish, it's reds right now. Touching ball, is it worth the risk of getting the cue ball down to the bottom right hand corner of the table? Two cushions underneath, right at the bottom of the table, and say, if you want to have a go, have a go. You'd be leaving a red on. That's why it's risky.
Junior's coming in to have a look. Craziest thing is, this frame has been going on for best part of 4-5 minutes here. We've still not got colours assigned. It's very rare you see a tactical battle one of this length in this rule set, but it just goes to show it can happen. But also, an open table battle like this almost never happens.
Yeah, it's rare. The battle is over.
The first shot in anger comes from Tommy Jones Sr. and he jaws it, but he's left it safe. Now then.
Yeah, I was wondering whether the red-yellow or a plant to top left corner or could be squeezed in, which is what would make taking that ball on worth it, because the reward would be a great chance to win the frame, but it's just not on. It is set so onto the jaw, it would have to squeeze quite a long way. Obviously, there's no yellow available now, so...
15-second shot clock from the next shot of the table, too. Ooh, that was a full-blooded shot from Phil, but he's just pushed it into the near jaw.
That might work out in his favour. It really might work out in his favour, because I think he's such odds against making a finish there. But if the further he gets, the more of an underdog he becomes.
We've got colours assigned. It's taken about 4 to 5 minutes. The first ball has been potted in this frame.
That's just no good at all. It was just not a good choice of shot, because you were never moving the red. You were never moving the red away from the pocket when it blocks 2 yellows, and now you've put another yellow dead. That shot was never going to gain you any advantage of going.
Yeah, it solved you one problem, but it made you more.
Yeah, it just wasn't a good option. Right now, Phil Parkin is in control of the frame. He's closer to going, closer to winning the frame. That's good though.
Oh, it's a very good shot.
Yeah, that is good. That helps. Opens up 2 yellows, and the only red he's left on, as invisible, is the red that Phil won't want to move here.
But he's going to play a two-way shot and make the one over the hole. How's his leave? He'll take that.
He's a little bit unfortunate not to be on the one at the top of the table, in all honesty, but great vision, great shot.
It was a pretty good shot, that, from Tom Jones Sr., but Phil Parkin said, well, yeah, it was a good shot, but watch this.
He forced his hand, didn't he? He forced the safety was so hard for Phil, but he forced his hand into being aggressive. If you have to move that ball, let's move it in a positive way.
Oh, suck at the cheeks from the power. That one rattled. Just me, or are these pockets playing a bit tight tonight?
I like seeing it. I like seeing it. Tighter, please. Cue ball.
Yeah, they're not that big,
That
don't
was
worry.
dangerously close.
This 8 ball then for a 2-1 lead at a crucial juncture. Just a shade over 2 minutes remaining, and Phil the Power Parkin gets the win over Tom Jones Sr.
That was a really clever shot, though, he played to open it up. Developing a ball whilst clipping one over the pocket in, obviously. A little bit of kind of gambling where the cue ball's going to finish, but as long as you catch the ball over the pocket, not full, you're going to get the cue ball into the middle of the table where you had all the options of being good. And that's how it played out. Beautiful from Phil. But you
might be the longest frame of pool he's ever played.
It could be. Could well be. What odds on a golden break to follow it up after having a frame of that length?
Well, Tom Jones Jr. did really get the 8 ball flying on his first break of the night. One to watch for sure. He's been nudged again. This time it's going to be dry though. Oh, it's not a nice leave.
Look at the leave again. Can you believe that?
But actually the split isn't terrible. So your first shot's massive, but you've got to try and find a way either to pot a ball or to keep that cue ball safe, because Tom Jones comes to the table next. It's a great chance.
Oh, referee's going to be all over this one. Yeah. Phil made it easy for him. Orich is not going to miss that call.
Yeah, fabulous pot from Phil Parkin, but yeah, he absolutely fouled at the same time.
Yeah. Essentially, push shot, hit the ball twice, whichever way you want to call it. Tip, cue ball, object ball, all in contact at the same time. That is a foul.
Just impossible to get his cue out of the way of that.
Yeah, that is the shot that will cause the most arguments down your local. But here on the professional stage, is everyone knows what's going on out there. And
yeah,
I could almost feel that one coming.
Brilliant chance then for the Joneses to go 2-2. It's not bad actually, it's pushed it away, but they're going to be on it next. Just need an angle to land nicely up the one top right to leave the 8-ball nice.
Which they had a natural too. They don't need to do too much here. Just get the cue ball out into the middle of the table.
.34 seconds left. They could make it a buzzer beater if they wanted to. They can't now. Or they do have their extension. They can now if they wanted to. I would say that's wise.
They should do, because they can't win it. The Golden Duck's so unlikely, they cannot win it. There's not enough time. They've got to make this a buzzer beater and get away with sharing the points here.
Yep, Tom Jones is doing some counting. Wants to be careful. Make sure that cue ball's still rolling with 0 seconds on the clock. Spins it. Oh, he's left a second.
Oh, he's left 1 second on the clock.
There will be a break, and it will be for their opponents, Kristi Caulfield and Phil Parkin. The reason why it's significant is because there is still a way that those two can now lose the match with a golden break for Phil and Kristi. They knew it was their break next. Tom Jones then knew that he couldn't win the match, but he knew he could draw it, which is why he waited so long and spammed the cue ball, and he tried to run the clock out. With the cue ball still moving, the match ends.
He went for it, but in a slightly timid way. If he really wanted to, he could make that spin for 5 times longer than he did there. So he was just a little tentative with it, and obviously he was so nervous about the clock running out, and looking silly out there.
Phil Parkin cut break, and 8-ball goes in, they win it. 8-ball goes in, they win it. There's no way. Phil Parkin and Kristi Caulfield have won it at the death. Can you believe it? Straight in the middle pocket. It's devastation for the Joneses. Phil Parkin and Kristi Caulfield have stolen it. Wow. What a dramatic ending. Kristi Caulfield already soaking it in out there. We'll come back with you in just a moment. Match 2 on the way, and we'll analyse what a mad ending that was.